Welcome to another Astronomy Tidbits with Steve Layman of the Central Virginia Astronomical Society. Steve, you're going to talk to us about what's happening in the October skies. Woo! My favorite month. Hopefully there's some good stuff.
I am. So I'm going to share my screen here. If I can get to that. And start the slideshow. Here we go. So Astronomy Tidbits for October 2021. So first thing, we have talked about this in the past. Astronomy on Tap is kind of an international event that is held in very often in college towns or large cities where there is an observatory or a bunch of astronomers gathered or grouped together. And the Astronomy on Tap for Charlottesville has been doing things virtually for the last year or so, but we are going to try and do an in-person Astronomy on Tap from 7 to 9 p.m. on Monday, October 25th at the Champion Brewing restaurant at the Stonefield Shopping Center in Charlottesville. You're going to be able to get more details at the link below, although I just checked today and they have not put the information up yet. And frankly, the reason for that is if COVID changes and they decide that they don't want to do the face-to-face thing, then it'll go back to being a virtual meeting. But we're keeping our fingers crossed that we'll be able to meet and do astronomy and have some adult beverages and have a lot of fun. Cool thing about this is that there are usually 3 or 4 speakers from the astronomy department at the university. Sometimes they're grad students, sometimes they're the professors. The topics are usually 10 to 12 minutes long, so nice, short, and sweet presentations. And then at the end, the members of the Charlottesville Astronomical Society will have some telescopes available for folks to view through, and we'll also have an EV scope set up so that we can broadcast the things that we are looking at with our telescope. So again, that is on Monday, October 25th from 7 to 9, and hopefully it'll be in person at the Champion Brewing restaurant in Stonefield in Charlottesville. Dates to remember for October. We've got everything from the new moon to the moon at last quarter this month. We've got a couple of meteor showers that we're going to talk a little bit about. We also have a couple of conjunctions. Conjunctions simply meaning when the moon and a planet are very close together in the night sky. So you might want to pencil all of these dates in on your paper calendar if you have one, or type them into your handheld device. Let's take a look at some things in the night sky now. The planets in October are going to be up the entire month. We've got Venus over here in the west, and Jupiter and Saturn, and this is what the night sky will look like on October 1st. And as we move through the month, Jupiter and Saturn will be moving to the west. Venus will dip down and then come back up. So if your line of sight is to the horizon, then you should be able to see Venus for most of the month, especially if you're living up on top of the mountain. Asterisms in the October sky. So these are kind of some patterns that help us kind of locate things in the night sky. We have talked about in the past the summer triangle, which is made up of, we've got Lyra the Harp and the star Vega right here. We have Deneb, which is the tail of the swan that's flying down the Milky Way that you can see right in through here. And then we have Altair, the star, which is part of Aquila, the eagle. Another one of the asterisms that folks very often notice is the keystone, which is part of Hercules. And this is to the upper right of the summer triangle. We've also got the great square of Pegasus to the left of the summer triangle. So those are 3 of the asterisms that you're able to see pretty easily in the night sky in October. And these are, again, generally pretty high overhead. So the list of events showed that we have two of the meteor showers this month. The Draconids is not a major meteor shower, but the shower emanates from the head of Draco the dragon. So down here's the Big Dipper, and here is the Little Dipper. Polaris is right here. And so after midnight, you're going to be able to see any meteors radiating from the head of the dragon. You're going to be looking probably north-northwest is where this is going to be, between maybe midnight and 1 o'clock. Keep in mind that the best time to view a meteor shower is after midnight. Best way to do it is get a blanket, a lawn chair, a cup of your favorite warm beverage, and lie out and let your eyes get used to the direction from which the meteors are going to come zipping, and just kind of stare. And I have a friend that I very often observe with, and he always seems to blink when or look away. So it's always nice to have a couple of folks together. That way, you know, if you happen to blink or miss one, at least the other person seeing it, you get part of the excitement. It's not a real heavy shower. You probably anywhere from you know, maybe 10 to 12 an hour from that direction. The Orionids later in the month are coming from Orion the Hunter. So Orion is up in the east after midnight, and the focus point is right above Betelgeuse, or actually to the left of Betelgeuse. Orion's got his club right here. The issue with this year's Orionids, which is usually a larger meteor shower, is that what you don't see up here is the full moon is up here in the night sky. And so whenever you've got the full moon interfering with a meteor shower, you're not going to see much in the way of things. Although when you do have a meteor shower, there's always the opportunity to perhaps see a bolide, which is a shower or an event where something larger than a speck is flying through the atmosphere at more than 18,000 miles an hour, and it's burning up, so you can actually sometimes see a little bit of a trail of flame. So again, these are the Orionids after midnight, and the only issue you're going to have is that the full moon is going to be up in this part of the sky. Lastly, we've got a NASA mission launching in October. It's the Lucy mission, which is going to study the Trojan asteroids, which are both preceding and following the planet Jupiter in its orbit around the sun. And there's a really great explanation and an image and a video of all of this at the NASA website, which is at the bottom of the page. This is a multi-year mission, and this is the first time that we've ever actually gone out and tried to study these Trojan asteroids. So it's kind of exciting, and the launch window opens on October 16th. If you go to the Lucy mission website, very often for these things you can register to get notices in case there's a postponement or change in the status of the launch. And then all the details as it gets closer to October 16th, all the details of the launch will be on that website. So October is a great month as we get into fall. It's a little cooler out. Make sure when you go out to observe the night sky that you maybe wear a hat and some gloves, and maybe an extra thick pair of socks so that you don't get cold while you're out there looking up at the night sky. And we'll hope to see you back here in November.
Well, that sounds great, Steve. I'm kind of excited about that. the whole thing with the stars and the constellations, and of course the showers. I missed all of the showers from the summer. I missed every single one, and it was a good year.
Yeah, it was, back in August, a couple of us went up to the observatory at the university, and I had the opportunity to see about 5 that evening. So it, just depends on the weather. If it's a clear night sky, you're going to see some, and if it's cloudy, you might as well stay inside and watch a movie.
I'm gonna watch The Martian.
Yeah.
But everything else sounded wonderful. Thanks, and hopefully everybody will be keeping their eyes to the skies. Thanks again,
Okay,
Steve.
we'll see you next month.